Hello, hello. It's Rebecca. Happy here again today. And today, or this afternoon, we're going to speak with Oksana Strablinski. If I said it correct, we'll find out shortly. Who is a EFT practitioner, former accountant. And we're going to find out what EFT is, but she's going to specifically talk to us about roadblocks in our life and how EFT has completely changed hers and how maybe she could help you. So welcome and thanks for joining us today. Oksana, I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you very much. And you did well with my family name, Strelbitsky. Sometimes I have a hard time with it. It's okay. So yeah, I do. I am emotional freedom technique practitioner, which is a long way for a very simple procedure. It's tapping. We tap with our fingers on meridians on our body, and we get rid of roadblocks, we call it, or fears, or help ourselves to have maybe to live in our full capacity. So
Before you dive in, let's just look at a little bit about where you come from. Like you left sort of communist Russia, Ukraine. Yeah. During the late 80s, early 90s, and then which comes with a very specific mindset, which is pretty foreign to Canadians, I think. And so you grew up with sort of that cultural background, and through a kind of circuitous route, you ended up in Canada, and you were an accountant.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your roots and how you got here, and then what happened to bring you into being this EFT practitioner?
Okay. So Ukraine was a very special place to be in during Soviet era. And I lived there until I was 13. That meant I went to the public school where it was very judgmental, very selective, very labeling. Everybody was labeled. You know, you are a good student, you're a bad student, you're a good person, you're a bad person. So lots of judgment, lots of baggage, and you do your best to stay on top, and compete with each other. Not very cooperative environment, in my opinion. And then when I was 13 years old, my father said, it's enough of the system, and we ran to the place where we could. So we ended up in Israel. There was three of us, my father, myself, and my mom, and we had $300 between the three of us. So you can imagine there was a little bit of financial struggle and some trials. And within months that we arrived in Israel, Gulf War started. So then we had also rockets flying over our heads, and we were scared for our lives because when the rocket is flying, you don't know where it's going to end, where it's going to land. So that's my baggage from there. And then within 4 years of kind of going around the world a little bit more, we ended up in Canada, which ended up being our permanent home, which we're very grateful for. But as a child, I already has all this, my unconscious mind downloaded all this information. You can be poor, you can struggle, insecurity. So without fully realizing what I was doing, I selected a very safe, very comfortable profession of chartered accountant. And, there is nothing wrong with accounting. I have so many amazing, brilliant, fun people who are doing accounting, enjoying it. But for myself, I did it for wrong reasons. I did it because I just wanted security. And something was nagging inside of me this whole time. And I did it for about 10 years in a firm and then for the government. And I remember telling my close friend, I was saying, this does not feel like I'm doing a real job. It looks like I'm pretending. And she's like, what are you talking about? We are getting paid for this. So anyway, so it was keep nagging me, and I was always interested in field of, I was always interested about humans. I was always curious how to make ourselves happier, how to live more presence, how to have a better relationship, how to break patterns, because I clearly saw patterns in my life. And when my children were born, it became more clear because I started seeing my, emotions that I liked less, or my reactions in them, and I was like, we need to break this pattern somehow of insecurity, of maybe anger, unforgiveness. And I started working with a homeopath. She actually from Ottawa. Her name is Sarah Dubon. And what she did, she worked with my timeline, and she worked with whatever happened in your life before, and she kind of cleared some of my roadblocks. And I started understanding, why I choose accounting, why I act the way I act. And finally, in 2013, I ended up learning something that I love, and I started learning EFT. And within a year of learning with EFT, of tapping, I quit my job, which was crazy for me because I was like, really, you studied all this time and now you're just going to quit. But once your fears are cleared, and your unconscious mind kind of, all the garbage that was there, not all of it, but some of it got taken out. I knew what I'm here to do. I'm here to work with people. I want to live at full capacity. I don't want just to live out of fear. So I quit and, pursued my studies. And now I have my practice, breatheout.ca, where I do exactly that. I try to bring people or facilitate people's living at their full capacity, taking those fears away, taking those roadblocks away. And EFT is this amazing tool that I can teach you in 15 minutes, and you can use it in daily life on big things and small. Yeah, so that's a little bit of my story, how I got here. And sometimes I still feel scared, but it's okay.
So I imagine like changing from accountant to quitting that to this, that really important for you. So for those who don't really understand what tapping or EFT is, you told me earlier that it's actually founded in it was founded by like a psychoanalyst, but there is some scientific foundation for its development. And maybe you can just tell us a little bit, not like full history, but some of what it is so that we can make sense of it as you go on with this conversation.
Okay, I'll try to control myself not to go into blowdown, because I'm such a believer, and I think everybody should know about it and have it in their first aid kit, really. So in 1980s, there was Dr. Callahan, and he was a psychologist with quite a bit of experience, and he was working with a client, and her name was Mary, and Mary has this huge phobia of water. Mary was scared of bathing her kids. Mary was scared in the rain. It would give her crazy headaches and nightmares at night. And for years, she worked with every possible practitioner, and nothing was changing. By the end of a year and a half of working with Dr. Callahan, Mary could put her toe inside his swimming pool, and she would get a migraine. So he was quite disappointed with his toolkit. And at the same time, he was reading about energetic body and meridians. And Eastern medicine have known about meridians that transfer our body with energy for 5,000 years at least. And in their belief, when energy gets blocked in meridians, that when would you have different psychological problems or physical problems. So all you have to do is to unblock those. So next time when Mary came, Dr. Callahan asked her, Mary, where do you feel your fear of water? And Mary said, oh, it's in my stomach. And a meridian that corresponds to stomach is actually under your eye. So he simply tapped on her a little bit, and I don't think he tapped on her for hours. And all of a sudden, Mary got up and she ran to the swimming pool, and she started like splashing water in his face. And he was shocked. I just can imagine the expression on his face. What? And she said, I'm not afraid of water anymore. And he's like, what? And supposedly she was ready to go swimming, but he had to stop her because she did not know how to swim. So, and it never came back. And it was not known until then in psychology. So obviously he knew he's up for something big, and he studied it later for years. And now we have 9 points that we tap on with our fingers, and we tune into our problem. Either it's phobia, either it's weight loss, either it's public speaking. And it seems to work to help us with our fears, with whatever has been blocked. So I don't know. So that's the beginning of EFT.
When you were introduced to it,
Yes.
was it the homeopathic doctor that did that? She introduced it to you?
No, actually, but when you change, different information comes into your mind. So it was actually on podcast. It was Tara Warner, I think, one of her podcasts. Nick Ortner was on her podcast, and I heard him talk, and I just started tapping along with him, and I immediately felt like something shifting, and stuff that I've been trying to shift for so many years can be shifted, and was shifting quite fast. And I'm actually petrified of public speaking. So that's what's been also very helpful. Even today, it was in free, I was tapping. So I started tapping with her. And then when I went to my class, when I started learning with EFT with a certified teacher in 2013, we tapped so much during the weekend that I came and I was like, I think I'm ready to quit my job. And it took a year, but I did, because I don't know, when you discover something that works for you, when you discover something that works for other people. And my dream I've always been kind of in the pursuit of happiness. I've always learned self-help books. I'm always curious about human condition. How do we break patterns? I saw something that really worked, and it's so fun. It's so easy to teach, right? So it was just next step. And because I worked on myself, I was ready to take that next step instead of just dreaming about it and thinking what it would be like.
So what was the biggest aha or roadblock that you went through to actually transition your life to the point where you said, okay, I'm finished with accounting and I wanna do this. Like, I'm awake now.
I'm awake now. I think my biggest aha moment when I was tapping on money and security, and I was like, oh, that's why I choose accounting. You always have stable income, and and I have benefits, and I have pension. Oh, I need somebody to protect me against, because I saw my parents struggle so much with money. And not that we, it wasn't tragic. We always had some, but they were always told me, like, life is so hard, and earning money it's very hard, and you're not gonna like what you're doing, but you still have to do it. I was like, oh, but that's where I learned it. But what if there is another way? What if I can earn money doing what I love? Like, whoa, how powerful is that? And I can tell you now, every time, and it's funny, but it almost feels unfair, but every time after I see a client, I'm energized instead of being drained. And once you have that feeling, how do you go back, right? To do something just for money when you do something fulfilling. So that was my big thing. Like, I was like, okay, that's why you went, because I didn't realize why I went to accounting. I didn't know what to go into, and I went into accounting, but it's a safe choice, right? And I've been taught all my life to do safe choices.
And do you find that you're a lot happier?
I'm so much happier. It's so rewarding. It's so rewarding to see people, to see real change, to see. I find after first round of tapping, something switches in people's eyes, and they realize something about themselves, about their life, and awareness is the first step to change. And many times people think, who am I to do what I love? And once you tap, people realize, oh yeah, I'm someone. Why wouldn't I be happy? Why wouldn't I do something that's good for me? And they realize, they kind of stop, they pause, and they revalue. And when we go, and a lot of times all the time we work on unconscious mind. 95% of our actions are directed by unconscious mind. And our unconscious mind is programmed to keep us safe. And our beliefs, it has been programmed also when we were small. So whatever we see, we say, okay, how do I keep myself safe? But as we're growing, our life is changing. So EFT can actually go into the unconscious mind and look at the events that formed it and actually change our beliefs, which is a gift, right? Because our beliefs become our destiny. So if we can go into things that happen to us, events that happen to us, just take the fear away out of them, take the anger away, we can live from a different place. And I think one of my favorite things with my clients to work on forgiveness, because EFT can help with that as well. Yes.
So when like, generally speaking, when people come to you for help, what's sort of the number one issue people are wanting to address?
Well, it's interesting because people come with different issues. They come with weight loss. They come with physical pain. Many people have back pain, coughing, anger. But at the end, all of those issues, they come back to self-worth, something that they believed about themselves. long time ago, somebody told them about them. You know, maybe they're not good enough, maybe they won't be successful enough, and something that lives inside of them. So they approach the world from that perspective, right? And if you think that you're okay, and you think that you're capable, and you think that you have the right to do what you love and to do what you want, you live from a different perspective, and you surprise yourself. So issues are very different, but they all come to the same kind of core.
So when somebody comes to you and, okay, so like I want to lose weight, then maybe they want to lose weight. They've identified an issue. How long in sort of getting tapped out or doing some tapping with you, do they identify that it's actually self-worth or whatever that it's self-worth? Is it how long does it take? That's the core issue really that needs to be addressed.
Usually it doesn't take that long, surprisingly, and it's usually never about weight or about pain, or it's about something else usually, right? It's about emotional hurt, or it's about and it's pretty fast that it comes, because I would ask them, like, you know, okay, you started gaining weight. When did it happen? What's the earliest experience about weight that you had? And then we get into family issues usually, you know, stuff that we hear, stuff that's been told to us, and it doesn't take long, but it works. Like and there is usually more than one event, and we cut on every event, and we bring. And when I say events, like, you know, somebody told you something or negative experience at school, we'll go through those events, and you're not going to forget them because you tap on them, but you are going to take off the intensity, the anger, the humiliation, whatever it was, right? And when you don't have so when we tap, our amygdala in our brains that's responsible for stress response actually gets calmed down. So when it's calmed down, it usually used to be triggered when we talk about it, and now it's calm, so we're creating a new programming. So next time, you know, it's possible that eating has been creating because a person emotional eating, right? Like something is not working, so I eat. So next time when the same emotion happens, you don't have to eat. You can do something else, because we broke the link. We broke the association.
Does this have to do with like the neuroplasticity of the brain?
Yes, we're actually creating new neurological links. Yes, we are neurological pathways as we're tapping. Yeah, and that's why EFT has been very effective for post-traumatic stress disorder, for soldiers who are coming back from Vietnam and who cannot sleep for days, or who have all kinds of reactions. We are reprogramming their brain. We are not erasing the information, but we're changing their reaction, and it's been phenomenal. The results with them. It's very good with depression, with anxiety, with so many things. But usually when people are a little bit skeptical, because it's a funny looking procedure, right? You're tapping yourself on the head and you're talking. I love to work with people pain, because I was like, do you have pain anywhere? Because then when you have pain, we will rate it from 0 to 10, and we will tap on it. And usually, luckily for me, there is a change. And then people are like, what just happened? Well, the truth is our body is made to heal itself. It's made to be healthy. It's healed itself, but it can heal itself only instead of balance. So if you're stressed, your body is just surviving. Once you tap, you don't stress anymore. Your body has a chance to repair itself. So that's why it looks wonderful, and it works really wonderfully. And usually our pains are also about emotional things that happen. So yeah, so that's my, that's my way of showing, okay, let's try the stretch thing. I usually tell people, just humor me. Just do it with me. You'll have a funny story to tell.
So like we're just going to tie this up a little bit. Did you want to give a little example of what tapping is, or is that something that you can really do publicly like that?
I can give you an example. I can show you points and
through what it
does.
Pressure points on your face.
Yeah. And if people want to have a picture, if people want to, they can go to my site, breatheout.ca, and I actually have there, everything is documented there, the points that I'm going to show you, 9 points. And EFT is very simple. It's you talk as if you're talking to your best friend. So there is no wrong things to say, as long as you know your points and you tune into the problem. And sometimes I introduce it to people usually saying it's a stress management technique, and it really is. You have a stressful meeting coming up in the office, go and tap yourself for a little bit, and you'll see you meeting your in-laws or you're spending Christmas with them, go tap yourself for maybe a little longer. You're going on a date, go and tap yourself and change that energy, and it just calms you down. And when we are calm, what happens, we have our full capacity of thinking. Because when we are stressed, the truth is what's happening, our blood drains out from our brains into our extremities. Because for primitive man, that's what he needed to do. He needed to run when he was stressed, when there was danger. For us, we need to think better. So once you tap, you're back to state of calmness, and you can perform at your full capacity. So for example, I'll give you an example, and I think it's a favorite one maybe. Anger. Somebody's angry. And doesn't matter about what, but they have this event happened 10 years ago and still makes them angry. So I would ask people usually to identify where they feel anger in their body. And we can do just simple round of tapping in it, for example. And even if you just came out of the meeting or you had a fight with somebody and you're angry, you can just do a round of tapping, and it's amazing what it does. Okay, so first point is right here. And again, you can get all the points on one website. So I would say, even though I'm angry, and this is the only point where you actually say, even though, okay, I fully and completely accept myself. So that's the only point where, so even though I'm angry, I fully and completely accept myself. And even though I am angry, I fully and completely accept myself. And so this is the first one. That's the only one that you kind of have to accept what's going on. And the rest, you talk as you want to talk. And when you tap, you don't tap to hurt yourself. You just do you just do something that you tap with your fingers, either side, right or left, doesn't matter. And you just tap so you can feel that you're tapping. Okay, next point on the top of your head. And I would say, I'm angry, and I just do it about 7 times. Again, next point is end of your eyebrow. And I would say, I'm angry, and I feel it in my gut. Next one, I will go to the end of your eye, and I would say, I'm angry. Enough already, maybe. Whatever comes to mind, just say it. You know what to say. You know what to say to work on it. I'm so angry. 7 times again under your eye. Then you go under your nose, in the middle right here. I'm so angry. I'm tired of being angry. And there is another point on your chin. I'm angry. Again, you can say angry. You can talk about what happened. This person was so rude to me. And then you go to kind of an inch below this little notch where men would tie their tie, and an inch to the right. And again, you say, here I do just because I'm comfortable with 2 hands. I'm angry. I'm just used to it. You can do it with 1 hand. It doesn't really matter. EFT is very forgiving. Do not stress out thinking, I'm doing something wrong. Try it out. And under your armpit, 4 inches under your armpit, I'm angry. And that is the whole magic of EFT. This is a circle, 9 points. And I usually take a deep breath in and out and check how you feel, how it worked. And it's very important to stay hydrated. I always drill my students. So that's demonstration of EFT, which is magic and at your fingertips.
Well, thank you so much, Oksana. So I actually attended I had the opportunity of attending one of your group events.
Yes.
And I know you do these on a regular basis, and maybe that's a really great way for people to be able to try you out, unless they want to, book you one-on-one. But how would people be able to check it out to see if it's something they might want to do?
Well, I actually had a special offer for you guys while I was watching this. If you go to my site, breatheout.ca, and sign up for newsletter, I will send you a little coupon where you can come to my tapping circle for free. So usually it's $20 to enter. So you can sign up for my newsletter, and I'll give you a coupon. And the next one is coming on November 18, Saturday. It's 10 to 12. And the information usually on my Facebook page. Facebook, it's also breatheout.ca, so it's there. And if you're on my newsletter, I will always be sending you emails as well. Yeah, so it's something to check out, and it's so easy to learn and can go so far.
You do these every week or once a month?
I do those every month. I do those monthly.
Saturday?
Yes.
Saturday morning.
Yes. Saturday morning. Yeah. Not Saturday morning, November 18.
And it's usually $20, but if someone's watching you now or the replay, you can get a guest pass.
But have to email me and sign up for my newsletter. Yes.
And so I want to thank everybody for joining us today. If you have any questions, for sure, put them in the comment section below. Share some hearts or share this interview to a friend or someone that you think might benefit from it. And we'll be sure to be checking that. Oksana will answer any questions you leave below. If you're watching from the replay, thanks again also for giving us your time and listening. And so this is Rebecca Happy. Thank you, Oksana, for joining us today and sharing your information. And we'll see you next time on Ottawa BuzzTV.